Let's talk about the topic over here today. Men wearing diapers. Um, and I don't mean it like for no sexual thing, whatever it is. I just mean about men wearing diapers because they have incontinence problem. It's getting older. I'm almost reaching 40. Um, Not saying that's over the hill old yet, ready to wearing diapers. But sometimes people have medical needs that comes up and they have to wear them. So my question out to you, ladies, can you date a man that wear diapers? Is it a turnoff to you? And it's like I'm one of those people that overthink things. So I see these diapers or whatever it is, and at Walmart, it depends. I should stop saying the diapers because it depends now. The men's depends brief. So I see these at Walmart, and I'm like, wow, it's like. Then I start overthinking things. Like, if I had to wear these diapers, wherever it was, will the girl, hear me when I'm walking, the noise it makes, noise whatever it is. And it's like, how can you date someone when you wear, depends. Like, does it bother a woman or whatever it is? Or vice versa. Because there's women out there too that have to wear depends, a little leaky, not quite as tight as you used to be, or whatever the case may be. It happens, women don't like to talk about it or whatever it is, but it's the truth. It does happen, just like it does with men. And so it's like it's a vice versa thing. Could a man also date a woman with a diaper? And I feel like most men, well, I ain't gonna say most men, but a lot of men can, because they don't have that type of thing about them. Like, oh, she got a diaper on. I don't wanna, try to hit that or whatever it is. 'Cause men don't be thinking like that. A lot of times, sad to say. But women, I know it's a weird thing, to probably see that your man got on a diaper. Uh, is it hard to date somebody, who wears a depend or whatever it is? I know I keep saying diaper, and I said I'm trying not to, but it's in my head, diaper. But it's just like it makes you one of those things to think, whatever. So I was talking to one of my friends recently about this, whatever it was. Well, one of my best friends, and actually I talked to two friends about this actually, and we was talking about this the diaper thing, whatever it was. And I feel like more so the girls laughing and was saying like. That I'll still be able to pull somebody wearing a depend. And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think I have it in me to do it no more. I think my embarrassment would be too much for me or whatever it is. And I want to do like people who wear depends have that same problem. Like, are you embarrassed to wear a depend or whatever it was? Now, my male friend, he was like, he said different. Like, if it's something that you have to do or whatever it is. And, he was just trying to make it, seem like, it's not a real big deal or whatever it is. But when you have to wear these things, like, it does become a big deal. It's a self-conscious thing, I think, sometimes, to think about it. I don't know how women will feel, but I think as a guy, it's like, man, that's crazy, and they compare you to um, a kid wearing a diaper, wherever it is. But how you look changing your own son diaper and you wearing one too, that's other stuff that pops up in my head. And then I think it's so much it's the bigger thing, like in my head, like, oh my gosh, they're gonna hear when I walk, or with my diaper. When I sit down, the little band that goes around your waist, or whatever it is, the little elastic band, they're gonna feel that. So it's stuff like that that pops up in my head. I know I'm an overthinker. I always put stories in my head, when I start thinking stuff, and it's just like, man, I just can't imagine trying to date someone with a diaper, like, and what a woman would accept me. Vice versa, is it the same way with females? With males, would y'all really consider dating a woman who has a diaper? Now, when I was in high school, I went to a special needs school, wherever it was, because I was in a wheelchair for so many years. And I seen quite a few women that was in diapers, well, at the time, I guess you consider teenagers, but we was in high school. But I remember distinctly like this one girl who had came up to me, and she wanted to talk to me, wherever it was. Mind you now, during these years, my brother was pretty lonely, I went for almost anything, because I wanted a relationship so bad. So I started talking to the girl or wherever it was. She was a big girl. And I mean big, she was about time I was weighing less than 100, and she was, oh man, a good, she was a good solid over two, good well over 200 pounds, and she wore a diaper. And I know this is not to mean anything bad to anybody, but she had the real small legs. She was big up top, but I call them baby legs, so she had the little baby leg body, whatever it was. And it was weird, at first to me. It's like, oh man, and, I tried to date her, wherever it was, but it was hard. Number one, because of the diaper thing. Not saying I was trying to have sex with her or anything like that, but the diaper had smells, and two of us, and I would smell these smells. I always had a big nose that worked, so I would smell these, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And even then, I would overthink stuff, and I'm like, what if the people think? Because automatically when people smell stuff and you see people in a wheelchair, you automatically think it's them. It's got to be them that smells. Uh, so I was like, we had went to the show or something like that. My cousin we was on the west side, had came pick me up from school, wherever, me and her. I think they was dating her sister or something like that. And took us to the show. She had, I guess, she went in her diaper or whatever it was. And so I'm like, oh man, they gonna automatically think it's me. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, they gonna think it's me with the smell and stuff like that. And sure enough, people, you go to the hood spots, hood people don't care. And they's like, oh, what's that smell? And I could see the uncomfortableness on her face or whatever it was, because it was her. She had just boo-boo. And so I'm thinking like, oh man, I was embarrassed, and stuff like that. Now, mind y'all too, I'm still young and a little immature. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to think it's me. I hadn't boo-booed on myself. In fact, I hadn't eaten, or whatever it was, because I didn't want to boo-boo on myself. And so it was just like, it was just I don't know, it was just such an embarrassing feeling or whatever it was. And then my cousin was all cracking up, laughing and stuff like that. But my cousin, they knew it wasn't me. But the girl's sister, she was embarrassed for her sister, whatever. I mean, her sister, whatever it was. So, sister or cousin, whatever she was. And she was embarrassed for her, whatever it was. And so she was trying to make it seem like the smell was elsewhere in the room. But we all knew it was right there. It was her. She had boo-boo. And I was like, when I tell y'all, she boo-boo. She boo-boo. It was lit. So I was like, okay. And it happened in the beginning of the show, too. So now you got to sit through this. I mean, and she lit the place up, y'all. You know how the movie theaters be. They not real big, but they made the whole in sound. So it was just like, the smell was like, woof, like in there and stuff like that. So they stopped the show, wherever it was, and the ushers came, and they were trying to figure out what the smell was. Little did they know, it was us or whatever it was. So she just like, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, because she wasn't running, she was rolling, because we both was in wheelchairs. So she's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, wherever it was, and like, even after she left, the odor was still there, and her sister went with her, I guess, to help change her and stuff like that. And I heard somebody yell at the bottom down there, oh, that's him in that wheelchair. It's probably him that's thinking, how they be shitting on themselves, wherever it was. If his caretaker, they was assuming my cousin was my caretaker. I don't know how, because this fool is ghetto as hell looking. So I'm like, how's this my caretaker? Like, I got some ghetto caretaker. This fool had a Jerry curl, And my other cousin that was with me, male cousin, he had braids and looked like a thug that just got out. So I'm like, when did they start letting prison inmates be caretakers, So I'm like, okay, so apparently they don't know what they're talking about. So me being me, with my mouth, I had the back of my cousin them up, which I really didn't need at that time. I didn't care. I said whatever. So I heard the female say it, whatever it was. Yeah, I'm rolling my neck because I'm mad. I heard her say it or whatever it was. I'm like, oh, so you think it was me automatically and stuff like that? So first of all, I don't boo on myself, honey. But low key, I did used to sometimes do it. I was supposed to wear diapers and stuff like that too, but I had learned how to time myself, or whatever it was, when because I had lost the feeling to boo boo, whatever it was. This is a side note. So or I would just not eat, because I didn't want to have to worry about when defecating on myself or nothing like that. So I just wouldn't eat or whatever it was. But that just besides the point. She didn't know that. You know what I mean? So, so first of all, I don't boo myself. It could be your mama. You know, me. I'm real bad talking like that. So I didn't know. Okay, before I said that, because I probably would have thought about it a little bit more. But it was some big dudes for her, whatever it was. She was bigger than my cousin, a lot rougher looking than my cousin. So they was like, I'll come up there and slap the shit out of your ass, out of that chair. I instantly went into retard mode. Hmm. Yeah. Because I wasn't about to take this ass over there. You know, it wasn't that. So I just went into, went straight on into it and shut my mouth, because it wasn't no use to getting slapped out of the chair. We on the west side, baby. I'm missing them fools over there. They crazy. My cousins, they wanted, it's cool. It's cool. Let it be, I ain't even studying what he talking about. I was, but I wasn't about to say, tell them that, though. They ready to pop off. Y'all can walk and y'all can fight. I couldn't at the time. Neither one. So it's like, okay, uh, this ain't even worth it. And she's like, and then so the girl, she kept off. She fell in the heat and she steady popping off down there with your stinking ass, smelling like that. With your little 4-eye ugly ass, I mean, she really rubbing it in. I'm like, dang, like, and I can't even say nothing back at this point because it's like, because you got your big goons down there with you or whatever it is. So you can just get away with saying whatever you want. But it's like, okay, I let it slide, whatever it is. But see, this is why I said all this type of stuff pops up in my head when I think about uh, if I have to wear a diaper again. It's like I don't want to go through this whole process, because after I have flashbacks of that happening, it's like, oh my gosh, what if that girl come back again and smell me, and I'm trying to date her again? Now I'm trying to date her. The girl that was talking crap about me, not the one in the wheelchair, but the one who's talking crap about me. And I meet her years later, and I'm trying to date her, and then she has that flashback. You was the motherfucker in the show smelling like boo-boo. Now you're a grown man smelling like boo-boo. You do it on yourself again. That's the other thing, too. I don't want to go on a date with nobody, and it happens. I boo-boo myself. I don't want to do that. So it's like, it's things like that, that all plays a part in my head and stuff like that. And it's like, I know I'm overthinking things and stuff like that, but it is one of my fears. Like if I have to, wear a diaper again or something like that. Now I'm wondering, like how do other men feel, like, who have incontinence issues, or whatever it is, or women who have incontinence issues. Like, how's your dating life? I want to know. I'm just curious. Do you ever have any of these moments in your head when you be thinking like, I don't want to boo boo myself, or urinate because pee could be strong too, and I don't want people to smell it or whatever it is. And then I'm also the type of person that come from a family, and I have friends, also two friends, one give with a B, one give with a V. So you know who you are when I say that. Uh, I know we'll be cracking jokes on me and talking mess if I was to wear one and they smell it. Like I don't boo on myself and we out together. Oh, they gonna roast me. They gonna talk about me. And which I can't say nothing because vice versa. I probably do them the same way. But I know them, whatever it is, because I have asshole friends, so we are all similar. That's why we all hang out together, because we all pretty much are assholes. I'm just the better of assholes than they are. Yeah, I said it. And so, then I have my sisters and my brother, and they the type to talk a lot of crap. Oh, don't forget, I have nieces and nephews now, that think they're comedians too. Myron, Jaquan, Raven, all of them think they're comedians now, So, did I leave out Mary? Because that's top of the list, her and Myron. And I feel like if I was to wear these Depends or whatever it was, and I start smelling like boo boo or whatever the case is, they gonna be trying to, come in on me, and I gotta defend myself. So I'm gonna say something, or whatever the case is. Um, and then my sister Rita and Mama Mia, they some jokesters, because like I said, I come from a family, it doesn't matter if you have a disability or something's really messed up wrong with you. You got a little baby leg, a little messed up limp, or something that doesn't work like this. You're gonna get talked about. There's no hiding it, whatsoever. They have no emotions about talking about you whatsoever. And I can't say, I'm just the nicer one in my family, so I don't tend to do it as much as like they do it. These people are hard. They're hard. And now that my niece is grown up, like she's rough on you. And then I won't leave out my kids because they're also some little a-holes. Uh, all four of them, okay? Kayla, Nisha, Akila, and Adrian. All of them are some a-holes. And they'll talk about you, you know. They make fun of me now with my disability problems I be having. You know, I sometimes I twitch a little bit or whatever. Oh, you okay? You know, this is Keela and mostly right now Nisha that does that. You know, and they know I had this. Don't ask me if I'm okay because you know what I'm twitching for. You didn't laughing at me or something like that. I could be walking and I almost fall over. They'll start laughing at me. So I can only imagine sitting there with a diaper on. Again, I said diaper, but I know it's a pen. Okay, whatever it is. Uh, this is my thing. I'm venting right now, so leave me be. Um, yeah, so I'm sitting there with a diaper on, and I'm pooped on myself. You know, did one of these numbers. You know, I looked the wrong way. Do one of these numbers, and here it goes. Here comes the jokes. Oh, oh, I can see nice now because you know she's loud. When I take it, she's loud. You know, and I'm like, you know, I'm be wanting to keep your voice down. I don't bubble on myself. You know, it's already out there wherever it is. And then I be having to worry about that. Akila, she's ignorant, you know, and I use that word very good with her. Ignorant, you know, and she'll be waiting I feel like she'll be waiting just to get at me and talk about me, whatever it is, because I said something about her daughter or whatever it is. And then Kayla, because I talk about her daughter, because the only one best grandson I got there in the world is Aiden. And yeah, I'm putting it out there. And so I feel like they'll be trying to come for me because I came for their daughters, wherever it was, you know. So it was like, oh, you smell worse than the baby. And she's supposed to boo-boo on herself, you know, saying stuff like that, you know, just trying to provoke my button because I done pooped on myself or something like that in my depends or something like that. Which it wouldn't be my fault because I can't help it. But no, not these people. They don't care. Like I tell you, you just don't know how my family is. And I wondered, like, do y'all have family members out there too that just like this? That don't care, you know, and will hurt your feelings when you going through stuff, you know. Rita, she's one of those people, you know. And Mama Mia and Mary is my Mia's daughter. They're like this. They will hurt your feelings, have you crying and stuff like that, literally. Case in point, I'm gonna tell you a story that happened. This is what my Mia, what she did to me. I was in a wheelchair, like I told you, in my high school years. So, my Mia came in my room picking on me, as she used to do all the time. If it wasn't her, it was Rita. And so, I'm sitting in my room, minding my own business. At the time, I used to collect G.I. Joe figures, which I still do got some of them. And they was all in a bag or whatever it was, sitting next to me on the bed. Now, mind y'all, I couldn't walk or whatever it was. So, no, I didn't have a diaper on. This is during the time where I had learned how to control myself, whatever it was. So, I'm sitting there on the bed or whatever it is. I'm minding my business. My Mia comes in there, talking mess to me or whatever it was. Out of nowhere, just come bother me, whatever it was. So, me getting agitated, I'm ready to fight her now, you know. And, y'all, when I tell you, I forgot I couldn't walk. That's how angry I was at her because she was bothering me. This heifer picked up my bag of toys and hit me upside my head with it. Now, it was a hard hit because I saw stars, and I'm not a person to get knocked out. I got my mama's head. You know, we can take a punch. But I saw stars. That's how hard she hit me in the head with these toys. My own toys. So now I'm double mad. First of all, you hit me with my own toys. Then you hit me in my head and stuff like that. So now I'm mad. I was already falling forward, but I thought I could walk. So I tried to get up and, like, you know, because I was ready to confront her. Y'all, I started going for it. My legs was like, you forgot we don't work no more? And so I fell forward on the floor. I was like, oh, this heifer got me. That's all I could think of. She got me. So if it wasn't for my mama coming in there and got her, whatever it was, to leave me alone, whatever it was, which I was grateful. But I talked a lot of crap when I was on that floor. Like, you better get her. No, I was happy. Okay, the marker came and got her because that heifer hit me dead right. She'd hit me one more time with the bag of toys. I don't know what I would have did. But, yeah, that happened to me. These type of people that I grew up with. I'm going to tell you a story, another story. This is my last story I'm going to tell you about. With Rita. Again, in a wheelchair. We was over there on 71st in Dorchester. coming over there from the church. She know the area that I'm talking about, and she know what I'm saying about this story. So she was behind me in my wheelchair. This is when I had like the hospital built like wheelchair, wherever it was, and they was fixing the sidewalk. You know, where it kind of goes off to the street to make the little dip. Well, there was rocks all right there. So she pushing me real fast. She wouldn't slow up, and she did it on purpose, trying to be funny. And the front two wheels, the casters, caught into the rocks. Oh, went tumbling out the chair, wherever it was. Yo, again, I was in a wheelchair. I didn't have on no drawers, and my pants was loose because it was kind of like somebody had just pulled up on me, wherever it was, because it was hard to put drawers on during that time. All my ass was out, okay? All of them. All my cheeks out. I'm laying on the ground, wheelchair flipped over, and you know what she's doing? She's standing over me laughing. Like it's the funniest thing in the world. I see people coming out of their homes, you know, they looking, you okay? This is the bad part about it. Little old lady, little old white lady, came over there to help me pull my pants up. I felt her little finger all in the crack of my butt. And it was just like, it was so humiliating. And you know what Rita was doing? Laughing. Laughing her heart out. Never did she help me get up off the ground, help me put my clothes back on. I had a little bit of dignity that I had, which was pretty much zero at this point. And complete strangers helping me get back up in my wheelchair. And you tell me, do you want to grow up with family members like this? Yeah, I don't think so. Could you imagine having to wear a diaper around these people? No, you can't, because these people are ignorant. You know, you got Mary, my niece or whatever it is. You know, I love her to death, but she's ignorant, okay? Very, very ignorant. Just like her mama and her auntie, you know. I tried to put some culture in her life and change her and make her right. No, she's not. She's ignorant, just like the rest of them, whatever it is. Then my two best friends, Valerie and Brad. Oh, I said their names. Too bad. Ignorant, okay? I just want to put that out there for the record. They're ignorant. So if I be up there trying to wear my diaper or the pants, whatever it was, and I'm boo-booing myself around them, they're going to be trying to talk about me or whatever it is. I can't have this type of stuff, you know? And so I was thinking in my head, it's like, I definitely couldn't wear it around them. Definitely. Because I know they would smell it or whatever it is. And then loudmouth Nisha, she's going to be so loud that everybody knows my business. No, I'm the one that's smelling in the room, then lit it up, you know, whatever it is. And it's just like, oh, I just can't have this. And these are things that I think about wearing a Depend. So if you out there, you wear a Depend, and you feel like it's hard for you to date someone when you wearing a Depend, or be in a relationship with somebody when you have a Depend on, whether you male or female, give me your thoughts on it. How do you feel about it? This is just me ranting right now. I'm live. You know, wanted to talk about it. And I'm out.